In this video today, I want to talk about the myths around protein and amino acids. My name is Peter Greenlaw. I'm the founder of the New Health Conversation, and I've been called the researcher of the researchers. You see, for the last 20 years, I've been so blessed to work with some of the top medical doctors, oncologists, molecular biologists, geneticists, and nutraceutical chemists in the world. And what they taught me is what I'm going to share with you today about proteins and about amino acids and all the myths that surround it. So let's first take a look at protein. Protein is called exogenous. That means it comes from outside the body. You get proteins either from vegetables or you can get them from animals, okay? And inside each protein, it carries the 20 amino acids that are the building blocks of life, okay? And they're put together in these long chains. They're called branched chain amino acids. So imagine just a long chain hooked together, these 20 over and over and over again. So when you ingest like a pea protein, a rice protein, or steak, chicken, fish, liver, lobster, shrimp, any protein, it's the only way we get these 20 amino acids. So you would think, well, that's great, but that doesn't mean a thing. The only thing that matters to your body is what percentage of 100% of those 20 amino acids are actually being used at your gene level to make human protein. To give you an idea, we have 22,000 genes. We make, I was taught this, 22,000 proteins from each gene. The only way that gene can make a protein is with an amino acid. That's why they're so incredible. That's why some are called essential and some are called non-essential, but really you need all 20 in order to function as a human being because, see, all of us, we're going to rebuild the lining of our stomach twice this month. We're going to reconstruct our livers twice this year and turn over almost every cell in our body once every 7 years. That doesn't happen because of fats. It doesn't happen because of carbs. It only happens because of protein. But the best thing to think about is when we ingest the protein, the body breaks it open. Think of a walnut shell. You don't want to eat the shell. You want to get what's inside. See, because what the body doesn't convert into amino acids, it turns into actually a toxin that the kidneys have to get rid of: urea, creatine, ammonia, and glucose. Okay? So it's not about ingesting the protein. It's what protein has the highest absorption of those 20 amino acids, meaning on a scale of 0 to 100, what percentage is the highest, okay? So I was taught this by my great colleague, Dr. Marco Ruggiero, arguably one of the greatest oncologists in the world and a molecular biologist. And he and I wrote a book together called Your Third Brain. I know, shameless plug for us, but in the book, when we were writing it, he saw me making a shake one day. And he said, "Can I have a canister of that?" And said, "Sure." Well, I didn't know what he was going to do. So he took my shake and then he went to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Costco, and I think even online, and got 19 other shakes and tested them first in cold water after 5 minutes to see what their absorption of those 20 amino acids, because they all contain the 20 amino acids. But that wasn't what concerned him. What concerned him was what percentage of 100% was actually being used inside the body. Well, it turned out that 19 out of 20 shakes, from a low of 5% absorption out of 100 up to about 10 or 12%, that was the highest. Now, the one I was ingesting was at 15% that I've been taking for 15 years. Well, then he did something later. He told me that I thought was really strange. He took all 20 shakes. He made them in 100-degree water. He blended them. He took the lids off. He let the shake sit for 45 minutes and retested all 20 after 45 minutes. So it was exactly the same experiment, except now there was warm water. There was temperature and time, and the time was really important. At the end of the 45 minutes, when he retested all 20 shakes, 19 out of 20, whatever their number was, it didn't change at all, except my shake. Not my shake, the shake we used from the fulfillment company that we found, thank goodness, went from 15% to 90%, the highest absorption of amino acids of any protein ever tested. And all the whey protein, all the casein protein, all the milk protein was totally gone, and it lowered the sugar by 30%. Now, what was the difference? All 20 shakes were in warm water, all sat for 45 minutes. In the formula that we had discovered from the fulfillment company that we use in the R2M protocol, that had literally searched the world for missing ingredients that are no longer available in food in North America, even if it's organic, he saw on the label these 5 enzymes. And those enzymes were responsible for the conversion. Now, how did he know about this, Dr. Ruggiero? Because he'd worked with a gentleman out of England by the name of Sir John Vane. You can actually look it up, who in 86, won the Nobel Prize for his work on enzymes. And Dr. Ruggiero knew when he saw those enzymes that in cold water they were inert, but when you expose them to temperature, this incredible metabolic transformation occurred, and it lowered the sugar by 30%. So if you really want to optimize your potential to build lean muscle and get healthier, because lean muscle also supports our immune system and also helps to stimulate metabolism. So there's a lot more reasons to do the R2M protocol, which includes more than just these shakes. So I encourage you to go to our website and you can really learn the ins and outs of how and why this works, backed by the peer-reviewed clinical studies, okay?